Hey, I'm sitting at the end of a work week here in Prince Albert, and yeah, I'm pretty happy to be starting to work on some content. Looking at my video, I was busy texting a buddy of mine about some of his video, some of the stuff he does on social media, and I just might get him to give me a bit of a hand on some of the stuff. But yeah, I was just looking at some of the content I had recorded. Last week I had pulled apart one of the front hubs and I put a bit of a video together about that. The hub is really quite an ingenuity, and you never guess how they have a speedometer cable. Speedometer cables traditionally go and hook up to your transmission or hook up somewhere on a drive shaft. Um, Boy, you're not going to believe where the speedometer cable on a Volkswagen Beetle is. I'm just telling you, it's kind of odd and unusual. But hey, I put it together, and guys, you need to listen to this because I gave you the perfect reason why you need more tools and why you need to be buying them. So you listen to this, you get your wife to listen to this, and tell her that Walter said you had to. You got to go get them. So you put it out there, and it's my reasons are like infallible. They're necessary. You need tools. So give it a listen and tell me what you think. And the wives get really upset at me. Well, that's okay too. So have yourself a great day, and thanks for listening. Again, I'm going to tell you right now, I want you to subscribe. I want you to like, or whichever side they are on. Please do that. I appreciate the follow. I appreciate all the support, all the comments I've been getting and stuff like that. I'm excited about that. Well, would you look at that? That's a That's just rolling just free in both directions. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. And it's got me contemplating what on earth was it had that locked up. I'm thinking maybe they were holding the brakes. Because that's spinning just as free could be. But you know what? I'm going to dig her apart. Have a good look inside. Now, I want to tell you guys one of the most important things about mechanicking, and I'm going to tell you right now what it is having something to sit on. Because leaning over or always being on your knees. Now, being in the ministry, I'm going to tell you what, being on your knees is a good thing. You want to be on your knees whenever you can. But I'll tell you how I get on my knees. Back in the day, I had a dear, dear grandmother who prayed. She prayed for all of us. She prayed for us continually. And the Lord knows we needed a prayer. And she, even right up until the last time, the last words that my aunt says that she remembers that my grandmother said was that she was saying prayers for her family. And that's just a real godly heritage, and I like that. And right now, actually, I have one of her pillows that she would kneel on to pray. And I don't necessarily kneel on it to pray, but I have it in my collection, and I look at it, and I try to remember the godly heritage that I have from years gone by. I'm not always going to say that I maintained a very godly lifestyle myself, but knowing that I came out of a fairly godly heritage, gives me a bit of a source of pride. You know what? Maybe God can use me, and maybe God can use you. So, but when I'm mechanicking, I like to sit on my butt because that's what I do best. So, let's continue on the journey here. How's that? Can you see? Ah, looks not bad. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to tell you what. One of the main reasons you can't do a job because you haven't got enough tools. And the best cure for that, just go buy yourself some more tools. You don't really need them. I'm telling you right now, needing a tool has nothing to do with purchasing a tool. You should just buy one. Buying tools is therapy. It's mandatory. If you don't have enough tools, you can't even call yourself a man. Having tools, especially having specialized tools. You know, tools, you have no idea what you're ever going to do with them. But if you buy them, they stay shiny, they look good, and you feel manly. I encourage you, do yourself a favor, go buy more tools. And this is the front hub on this Volkswagen. And if you notice right here, there's this thing, it's the speedometer cable. And it actually sits right through the front of the cap. Do you see that little hex hole, or that square hole it's got? So a square hole is right there, and the speedometer cable comes through that little hex hole, and yeah, that's kind of cool. I've never seen anything quite like that. German ingenuity. So I'm going to keep on puttering here and see if I can't make more of a mess.
The springs are kind of rusted. That tells me that this car's been sitting a long time. Perhaps it's sitting in the garage. Is this a dirt floor or something you can get a lot of humidity on? Well, that doesn't look half bad. I'm fairly pleased.
Well, I'm not exactly sure how many thousandths of an inch that is, but that's not bad. I can measure them up. But I'd be likely to let them go for a while yet. Well, I am just absolutely floored as to what on earth the problem was. You know, I'm wondering if the slave cylinder here has got jammed out or something like that. Back in the day when I was first learning how to do motor mechanics, I was working in a little garage, and this was the favorite tool they would give to me. They'd have it in Varsol. We'd have a Varsol container, and this was hooked up to compressor. You know, once you get most of the rust off here, get most of that rust off and the grit that was on there, and you know what, that slave cylinder looks basically brand spanking new. That doesn't mean they can't dry seize though, but something else to look at. And if you notice, That doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to have to repack the bearings. I want to clean them up and have a good look at the race and look at the rollers and make sure there's no dull spots and that she's all pretty clean. But yeah, pretty happy with that. I certainly could have expected it a lot worse. So yeah. So that was it. You watched it. Thank you again. Remember, subscribe, like, share it, let people know about it. That would be wonderful. You know what? I'm not looking for tens of thousands of followers. I'm really just looking for those who are kind of car guys, hobbyists, people who just want to, you know, there's the right way of doing things, and then there's our way of doing things. And so, yeah, look forward to it. I am looking forward to this weekend. I believe I'm going to have the right bearings, and I'm going to start putting that motor together. I may have tried a little time lapse or something like that. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to see if all the parts are together so I can start the reassembly process. And not only that, we're going to go on a field trip. I have a buddy, and I think he has 2 Volkswagen Beetle motors that he wants to give to me, and he has the entire bottom chassis with the transmission that he says I can scavenge any parts I went off of. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to take you along. We're going to go rummaging through some really cool stuff and see if we can get some parts. So yeah, have yourself a great day. Remember, like and subscribe, and come with me on that field trip. It's going to be a blast. Have a good day.